Hey guys, it's Ken Diaz, owner of RockFit Personal Training Studio. Recently, we got an inquiry from somebody who wanted to train at our studio, and they told us, Ken, I love to run, but I've noticed that I eat a lot of carbs, and I can't stop eating cookies, pasta, bread. They're a part of my daily diet. But I'm adding a mile each week to my run, and my goal is to get six-pack abs. What should I do? This is a great question. So this individual is a person who's running and she's building up her mileage. She's eating a lot of carbs because she seems to be craving these carbs when she gets hungry. And she's wondering what's going on, what she should do. Well, without going into this huge test and analysis of what's going on in her life and what could be driving these things, let's just go ahead and examine what she's told us. She runs and she eats a lot of carbs, and she's running more and the carbs aren't stopping. Well, the answer to the question as far as what she ought to do is she needs to change the way that she runs, because what's going on with this individual is she's building on mileage as though she was training for a race. And if she is training for a race, then she's got to eat to fuel those runs. The problem is that if those runs are long runs, in other words, over 30 to 45 minutes, really, and yeah, I'm serious, that is a long run. The closer you get to an hour and certainly beyond, that is an endurance event. The longer you run, the more carbohydrates your body needs in order to fuel itself, because you're training like an endurance athlete. And if you didn't know, endurance athletes, long distance runners, they eat a lot of carbs. They're not trying to lose weight. They're not trying to burn fat. The number one thing that they're trying to do is run far, and to do it within a certain period of time. I know because I did track and field, and I certainly was not a runner. I was a thrower. I threw shot put, discus, and hammer. So we ate a lot of food too because we needed to build muscle to throw these huge implements as far as possible. But we would see the long distance runners and we noticed they would eat a lot of food, especially carbs, because they have to fuel their runs. So one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen that anybody, and certainly women, because women have a hard enough time as it is burning fat and losing weight, one of the biggest mistakes that I see is the notion that running more is going to help you lose weight and burn fat. It's just not true. Now, that doesn't mean you have to stop running altogether. The key is to change the way you run so that you're really only reserving one day a week for a longer, slower paced run. And then beyond that, having a day or two during the week where you're doing an interval run and a power or speed-based run. In other words, focusing on running hills or running sprints. So this is more of along the lines of making a run and doing it as fast as you can, or doing a higher speed set of runs so that you create an interval. That's going to allow the body to train in a different way. And those speed runs, those power-based runs, those intervals, they don't last as long. So your body is not having to work in the same fashion as it would continuously for a long distance run. That's something to keep in mind. And certainly if you're beyond the age of 35, 40 on up, your metabolism's changing, you've got to listen to your body and recognize that it's responding to these workouts by overindulging in the carbs. And we have to change the way you work out in order to purposefully burn fat and therefore lose weight. But I can promise you one thing. If you continue to do what you're doing, ultimately it will not help you lose weight, it will not help you burn fat, and more than likely you'll end up gaining some fat, possibly gaining weight, because of the fact that you keep running, running, and running. So that's our answer, and we hope that you've learned something from this and can apply it to your workouts. But if you're left with more questions than you had before, then we'd love to chat with you about our training programs and how we can coach you with regards to nutrition, with regards to the purpose behind your workout. Most of our clients train to lose weight, burn fat, and feel great. If this is you, and you are a woman who lives in Falls Church, McLean, or Arlington, then we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to chat with you and hear about your fitness goals. Hit us up at our email address, info@rock-fit.com. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/getrockfit, or leave your info in the comments below and we will contact you to schedule a call. This is Ken Diaz, owner of RockFit Personal Training Studio, where we empower women to feel stronger, sexier, and more confident about their bodies. We'll see you next time.